Hey, I want to take a minute to talk just about peace. Now, a lot of people think peace is just this thing that we're supposed to try to find. And depending on your mindset and where you are in the world and what you do from day to day, where you are in your spiritual sense or your emotional sense or what have you, peace may have a different definition than what I am about to talk about. But ultimately, I believe peace is a place of groundedness that's unshakable. Now, you may have happiness and sadness, but you can have both in this place of peace. You can have chaos, but you can still be in a place of peace. So in those quick definitions, that's the sense in which I'm speaking. And it's a groundedness that is probably not understood by most people. And so I like to call it a place of rest, a place of rest and freedom with who you are, a place of rest and freedom with what you're experiencing, and so on and so forth. Now, sometimes when we find that peace, when we actually feel it and embody it and live it, and it can't be taken away, it's immovable and unshakable, we feel like, well, something's wrong. I've never had anything like this before, so is this normal? Is this good? Why am I not upset? Well, being upset or not is an issue of emotion, and sometimes when your peace is truly grounded, you don't have emotion. Emotion is something that you experience and witness. It's not something that drives you. And so in that, we're going to discuss peace in that context for just a moment. And I want to talk about the idea that we should test it. I talk about discovery and alignment, getting together with who we are and making sure that we're walking in an authentic way. And then I talk about refinement so that when we live in the world and those tests come along, we're actually amplifying the authentic self, whether it be as a believer in Jesus, whether it be in life, just etc. We live it. It's completely, absolutely the best place to be. So I'm entitling this Testing Peace and Rest, where authenticity takes root. So peace is a strange thing when you first find it. It feels really too good, like something you don't earn and don't quite trust. It sneaks in quietly as you start peeling back the layers, discovering who you are underneath everything the world told you that you should be. And then out of nowhere, your mind goes, hey, wait a minute. Is this okay? I've never been here before. What if it's not real? In that moment, you're tempted to question the peace you found isn't a sign you're failing. It's a sign that you're waking up. Testing peace isn't about rejecting it. It's about making sure it is real. Because true peace doesn't come just on the surface. It doesn't happen superficially. It takes root deep in your core, where it can't be shaken by fear, pressure, anxiety, or noise. But why does that matter? James, why should I test peace? Well, think of peace as something that is alive, like a seed that starts small but can grow into something unshakable if you give it the right care, light, food, etc. Testing it doesn't mean you don't trust it. It's how you strengthen it. Testing asks hard questions, sort of as, hey, where's this peace come from? Or who am I really? Or is this just another layer of performance? Am I faking it? Am I kidding myself? Am I deceived? Can it hold up under stress, or does it disappear the second things get messy? See, this isn't about being skeptical of yourself. It's about knowing yourself. I don't know, maybe skeptical is a word. I don't know. Peace that's rooted in our core, in your core. Peace that's rooted in your values, in your identity, will hold steady. Peace that's built on a facade will crumble the second that anything tests it. Anything, life, anything. And that's okay. Every test teaches you more about where the real you begins and the false you ends. So here's how you can test peace. Number one, you challenge it. Put your peace in situations where it might not come easily. Does it stay with you when you face discomfort, uncertainty, fear, frustration? Or does it go away? Second, question it. Ask yourself if this peace feels true to your core. Does it feel like you? Or if it depends on something external to exist. Third, witness it or observe it. Pay attention to how your peace interacts with tension and adversity. Does it guide you? Or does it disappear? Does it retreat? See, testing isn't an attack on your peace. It's like checking a foundation to make sure you can handle the weight of the life that you're building. Like the platform that you might be climbing up to stand on. Will it hold your weight? Resting in peace, literally. Here is the other side of this coin. Peace doesn't just get stronger when you test it. It grows when you rest in it. So we're testing, but we're also resting. Isn't that funny? The truth is, though, that resting is hard. If it were easy, we'd all be doing it. If it were easy, I wouldn't come to these discoveries after years of not being able to rest. By telling everyone else that I could, but I wasn't. But I didn't know it. See, if you're used to be driven by fear and achievement or other people's opinions, stillness can feel like losing control. Resting can feel like you're just giving in. But it's not. It's not. Resting is where the work gets done without you having to do anything. It's where your identity starts to feel less like something you have to defend and more like something you just live. It's about you being you. Here's how you rest in peace. We talked about testing it. Now we're going to rest in it. Make room for it. Set aside time to just be. Be present. Be mindful. Be aware. Be you. No distractions. No to-do list. Just sit with yourself and let the quiet settle in. Also, you should face the discomfort, the vulnerability, the uneasiness. See, if peace makes you uneasy, that's okay. Let those feelings come up and look at them with curiosity. Witness them. Think of them. Think of like being a child with some Play-Doh and just feel it. Pay attention. They're not your enemy. They're your teacher. They're a signal. And also, let it be enough. Stop trying to prove that your peace is real. It doesn't need validation, and you don't need validation. Let the quiet be sufficient. Resting in peace isn't about doing nothing. It's about letting go of the need to control. It's about choosing to believe that you are already enough, even if you're still trying to figure it all out. So, how does testing and resting work together? Testing and resting are not opposites. They're partners. They're not even opposite sides of the same coin. They're absolutely one and the same. Testing peace helps you trust it. Resting in peace helps it grow. Together they create a rhythm that keeps you grounded. Keeps you grounded and on track and in step as you navigate the journey of discovery for your true self. One keeps you honest and the other keeps you whole. The beauty of peace is that it's both the root and the fruit. It's where everything starts, and it's what you get to experience as you live in alignment with your core, with your true identity, with who you really are, or as some of us like to say, with whose we really are. So test it when you need to. Rest in it as often as you can, and let it become the steady presence that carries you forward. Are you listening?